Hello, 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 hello to everyone here. Nice to see so many of you waiting. Sorry, I jumped on the bandwagon a little later, but better late than never, as they say. So, yes, here's everything, all going well. Welcome, Kenlin. Welcome, Alex. Welcome to Maya. I hope the weather is good in Pangasinan, Alex. And Kenlin, I hope everything is sorted out now. I don't know if you replied to my message, but I will check a little later. And I hope things are going better and things are well. And welcome to Maya. Maya, thank you so much for all your support that you've been giving me as well. Good morning to Pita as well. Good morning to Maya. Good morning to Alex. And good evening to Kenlin. And hope Rodney also is doing well. So, this is the first time I've had so many people waiting for me. Wow. I'm so happy to have all of you here. And let's see if we can have share my theme for today, if my theme for today can be shared. So uh, um, if you see the thumbnail that I had, the thumbnail, oh, tell me what is your priority in life. Maybe from the thumbnail that I had put up, so maybe the priorities from that, or anything else. What are priorities in your life? What is the main priority in your life? Let's talk about something like that. Yes, Kenlin, I am here. Just had to see to a couple of things, and then moved on here immediately. Otherwise, normally I come on about 5 minutes early. If you see my videos, I'm normally here about 5 minutes earlier or so. But today I was in a bit of a rush. So uh, let's see if you recognize the thumbnail. Okay, let me see if I can get it up and show it to you over here. And if you would like to choose, or you can talk about any other thing which is priority in life for you. I'm trying to just create a little different themes for the live stream, a little different themes, and hopefully, if we can just share some of the things about the theme. So uh, I don't seem to be getting a very big copy. But what we have over here for now, let me just type in a message as well. So for here, what we are having is, some of the things were, Um, Society, family, life, culture, career, university, and I had one more, language. You do not have to stick to these. You can come out with anything, you can be forthcoming with anything of your own. So what is priority in your life, like? Just quickly connect my battery. Kenlin says family, always family is priority. So, uh, uh, if you can just share something extra about, in what way is family your priority? Hello, Maya. Very nice. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for all your support. Yes, please feel free. Those of you that have YouTube channels, please feel free to drop your channel link over here. So, Maya, what is priority in your life? I've just given a few, but you can choose anything that you feel is more important. I've given something like society, family, life, culture, career, universe, language. So Kenlin says like family is most important to her. So Kenlin, you would like to add a word or two or sentence or something like, in what way is family priority? In what way is family most important from your point of view? Pita, Pita, you must be busy working, but if you can peep in and you can give a comment anytime about priority in your life, your work, your school, your students, your pets, your work. There are so many things, like, right? Each of us have different outlook in life, right? So there is no right answer or no wrong answer over here. It's like each one's preference. So just a sentence or two, like, in what way is that priority so important to you in your life? How does it help you? How does it sustain you through life? How you do you reach your goals to achieve that and keep it going? Your priority, whatever that may be. And just a little shout out, let me shout out in the beginning and later on, perhaps again. But just a little shout out. Just remember Stephen and Martha Bennett. Martha Bennett has not been keeping too well. She seems to be improving in the previous week, but just keep her in your prayers, Martha Bennett and Stephen. Keep them in your prayers because they are not. She's not too well. Also pray for Rusty. Rusty is on Rosemary's channel. He has been not keeping well. He is almost on the road to recovery, but he wants to get back, and get back to his work and get back to his life. So Just keep Rusty also in your prayers. Okay, these are two important people who are good YouTubers, and good friends now. Good friends they are as well. Rusty has not yet come on my channel, but Steven has been on my channel a couple of times, and he comments very often. Rodney and Kenlin also comment very often, and so do all the others who are here today. Pita's strong supporter, always sending me a lot of videos, and I give them credit. So if you read my description, by the way, today. Um, Veronic has given a nice long comment. If you can all get a chance to read that comment on today's video from Veronic, she's put a nice comment because the picture she sent me of the farm covered in snow. Today, I never knew about it, but today she wrote in her comment that it is just behind her house, and very beautifully she's described the whole thing very beautifully. So on today's normal video, you just farm covered with snow in France. So just read Veronique's description, very beautiful, because she has sent in that video, and I've thanked her in the description. I've thanked her also for it. So Pita is another one that sends me a lot of videos, and my sister is the other one that sends me a lot of videos. So I always acknowledge whoever sends me something when I load it onto my, because it is experience from all over the world, right? Then again, I put out a request. If anyone wants to share my screen and co-host along with me, you want to co-host along with me, and I'm most welcome to it. I can have two, three, four on the screen. I can give you all the screen fully to manage, and I can just stay out of the picture as well. So just to come and co-host and share. Many times you cannot be typing a lot of things, but you may want to say something. So give us some more thoughts about it. So do come in 5, 10 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour, whatever the case may be, whatever you're comfortable with. So just come on to the my live stream with me and co-host the live stream and share whatever it is. So Parinda was the first one. Parinda was very new on my channel, like coming on my channel. But I've known Parinda for many years, like at least about last 3, 4 years. I've known Parinda. Um, I I've been commenting on her posts. She is a very great motivational speaker and very good entrepreneur, and advocates a lot for women, who are going through hard times. So Parinda is the first one that has volunteered, and she says sure she will come. She's normally based in US. She's originally Thai. She's based in US, but she's been there a long time. But now she's just a bit on a travel because her work takes her around. So at the moment, she is working with the Saudi embassy. She's busy working at the Saudi embassy. She finishes work only at 3 o'clock in the afternoon Saudi time. So roughly around 4 p.m. her time, she's free, and I do not go on to a live stream pretty late in the night. So uh, we are just trying to have draw up a proper time. She has a Friday off because the Gulf countries always have that Friday weekly off for their prayers. So what I've done is I've told her. To give me a time on Friday, and accordingly, I'll try to fit it in and schedule it for a live stream, and she will co-host with me. So I'm just waiting for her to give me a time, and then I will put up a post about that. Pita has agreed to do it. My sister has agreed to do it. So that's nice. I've already got 3 volunteers. So anybody else you feel like you would like to co-host, even for a short time, long time, anything, you know, most welcome, most welcome. So I'm waiting for Except for Kenlin, who mentioned about family is priority, I'm waiting for others to also drop in a comment as to what is priority in their life. Like I've given a few things, I've mentioned a few things. So, but you can give your own whatever thing you feel is priority in your life. You can say it and give us a little note, a sentence or two as to in what way, in what way that is most important to you, your priority. So, in what way is that most important to you, like I've known many people, they even neglect family, but they keep like work, their career, that is their goal in life, and they even sacrifice a family for that, so it depends. Each one's priority, each one's need, each one's want is completely different, so there is no right answer, no wrong answer. There is no hard and fast rule about it. So just let's have, so if Kenlin, you can say something if you feel like. If you don't, it's okay, no problem. What is the reason for having that? What you choose as your priority? What is the reason? You make that, your priority in life. So, and others can just drop in, what is priority in your life. We know there are many things that could be very necessary, but sometimes to us, like I said, I gave you an example. I've known many people, and even women, who have kids and family and all that, but career is most important. I had one person like that in Canada, where I was working in Career Canada, Carrier Canada. Yeah, she neglected the family, she neglected kids, husband, everything, but she was there, to promote herself to rise as far as possible to the top. To the extent that the manager of my department, she's very, very sick, so she had to take leave very, very often. Very often she took leave, and finally, she went on pretty long leave, and then it became like, it's like, I think she would have got a letter saying that, it's better you stay at home. And then this particular person, who was always vying for the position, finally took up as a supervisor. They offered it to her. She never knew anything about the work that we are doing, but she would sell herself very often. She would sell herself nicely and, talk her way out of things. And that's the time when I learned. That's the time when I learned you don't really need to be in good in your work. If you can a good manager is a person who can get work out of others, all your subordinates, all your, if you can get work out of others, you can be a good manager, because you're managing everybody. You may not know it yourself, but you're managing everybody, and that is most important. So all those who are under you, you manage them well enough to get the work done, even if you do not know the work yourself. And I remember my manager also, I mentioned this before briefly, that my manager also said that, one there was a person there for 10 years, and she used to make manuals, training manuals, but the training manuals were incomplete. You couldn't, suddenly you found yourself, I cannot go from one step to the other, I am lost, what happens? And she purposely did it so that, she remains there, and people look up to her, and people keep coming to her. And when you go to her, she says, oh, I given the manual, why do you come? How many times I'm going to explain to you? Why do you keep coming to me? She makes it a big issue, as though, we don't know anything, or we are stupid, or we are dumb, or something like that. So one day I taken her to my manager, and I told my manager, blah 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 blah. My manager turned on and told her, I am the manager of these two departments. She was, but she said, I do not know anything about warranty work. I know nothing about warranty work. But if by chance something happens and I am asked to do it, I should be able to take the training manual, read to it, and as I read step by step, I should be able to follow it on my computer and work out the program and finish it till the end without any hassle, without any problem. That is how that's why it's called a training manual. So it should help the new trainees who come, it should help them to understand the system and work it out. So she said that is very important. And I guess having a teacher's background, it was very helpful for me. And therefore she, like, said, Winston, take over, do your training manual. So I took over, and I revamped the whole training manual, like, and gave step by step, so that person comes new, doesn't even have to ask me. They can just look. They may not understand what they are doing, but they can do it. Like, they can go from start to finish. So that way. And then she put me also onto a training. First the other one used to do training, then I took over training of all new employees who joined my department. I trained them, and I began training all our dealers also, all our dealers. And sometime I used to have a webinar with them, or sometime I used to go over to their shop, to their business location, and then train the others, whoever they wanted. And then sometimes the dealers customers, who are buying from them, other agencies and all, they would come over there for that webinar, for the seminar. Like, we would have maybe a day, maybe a day or two, and things like that. Once I went to our local branch in Kingston, and there I stayed for like 2 days, one night, 2 days I stayed for, and had two separate seminars throughout the day, like, so one was for commercial equipment, and one was for residential equipment. So I had two seminars there. So it was that way. So it's very important. Like, that's when I learned also. It's important, just if you can manage a team, you don't know the work. And what was sad about it is that, my manager, when I was applying for the supervisor's post, and only that other lady had applied, and I applied, and then my manager called me and said, Winston, so and so has been here much longer than you. She's very good in her part of the department. I agree, she doesn't know much about this, but she's been in charge of the telephone system and setting up all the telephone connections, and all that. And I turned on and told my manager, I don't think there's anything so difficult in the telephones and all system and all to understand that. I said, because it is mostly somebody else setting it up, and once they set it up, everything is fine. Like, and even like if our computer has to be, tweaked on with the internet, and sometimes we had to take our laptop. The company gave us a laptop to work at the office, but sometimes we would have to work from home. So we had to take our laptop home. So they had to make a special connection so that we can do it from home. So all that is done by the IT department. The guy in the IT, he is to make all the connections. So like what like is there? And I turned on and told her, like, what. But I think she favored her more and wanted to give her the position. And ultimately, what happened? I'm sure she is the one that spoke to management to stop the manager from coming, and then she took over. So she was supervisor. Then she took over, and last, what I had heard many years ago, she took over as the manager. Like, I'm still in touch with my previous manager. I'm in touch with them. And she was instrumental in getting rid of me, because I was the oldest over there. I knew a lot in that department, and there was a lot of friction going on, because, like, I would correct her sometimes and say, no, this is how it is to be done, and that is how it's. So she did not like that. So yes, so she finally must have suggested that. So 4.5 years I worked, and I was already the oldest. The one who was there for 10 years, she couldn't take it anymore. She had left. My wife couldn't work any longer, so she had stopped. There was another Jamaican who was 1 year prior to my wife working there. She resigned and went because they gave me a permanent position, and my wife and she, who was much superior to me in the senior to me in the company, they never gave it to them. And my manager said, Winston, if you don't take it, no one gets it. So I don't know managing what level, what they do, like, so anyhow, so I accepted it. With my wife it was okay, but the Jamaican lady, she did not, it did not go well with her, and I knew it would not. So so like that, this lady, really worked herself up. So she didn't care, she neglected. Sometimes she used to go on trips, to the other branches, and she used to go for days, and her kids were not very big, but it's that way. So yes, some people have very career minded, like, so if anyone else would like to, like, just mention what is priority in life for you, what is priority in life for you. I've written down this in my thumbnail I had also, and I mentioned also a few things. So just mention what is priority in your life. You don't want to explain, it's okay, no problem. And I think for most of the people, God-fearing people, nice people, kind-hearted people, for most of them, I'm sure family is priority. So that's important. No matter what it is, like family is priority. Like it should be priority. For me also, I feel family should be priority. So yeah, you work for the family. They are the ones that are with you. They are the ones that stay with you. They are the ones that are always there for you. Like my sister calls me practically every day. She calls me because she knows I'm lonely here. I got no company. I've got nobody to speak with. Practically every day she calls, and we have a good chat for a little while. Sometimes it becomes a twice a day call also for something or the other. So that way I find like it's very nice. So yeah, family is very, very important. My wife, of course, has passed away, but I'm very close to my daughter and my sister. I'm very close to both of them. My dad has passed away. My mom is still alive, but my sister and my daughter, they are close to me. I still have battery in my phone. So uh, that is it. I gave you example of a person who felt like career is more important. Career is more important. So that way. I don't know if you all notice anything peculiar today about me. I just wonder if anyone has noticed anything peculiar about me today. But that just shows, I was in such a hurry. I was in such a hurry and just about came here 2 minutes before. What's the weather like in northern Mississippi? What's the weather like there, Kenlin? So, what else? What else should I talk about? Culture. If you're ever going and visiting a new place, if you're visiting a new place, or you're thinking of relocating and moving to another place to settle down, and if it is another country, if you're doing that, it's another country. Then to me, I think the culture of that country is an important priority when if you're moving. So your priorities can change in life, right? Like, let's say family will always be important. Family will always be important. But if I'm relocating, my family is far away. Okay, they are not with me, so they will always be a priority in my life in case something happens, or in case they want something, in case they reach out to me. So yes, priority is always important. But if I'm thinking of relocating and going to another country, then for a time I think like culture becomes my priority, because I need to focus on the culture of the people. I need to focus on the rules, the regulations, the laws that they have over there. I need to focus on being very polite, extra polite and kind, and falling in line, falling in line with the people over there, adhering to all the rules and regulations. So need to find out things about that. For example, I'm just giving you, like, for example, let's say in Thailand. Okay, in Thailand, it is very, of course, in many places it's very rude to point your finger at someone, right? You point your finger at somebody, it is very rude for pointing. Okay, But many people do point out also, and it's accepted. It's okay. Like you're not doing it in a harsh way or in a derogatory way or something. So like you say, it is for you and for me, for you and for me. Correct. All right, this will be for you and for me. So we would just put an action. So that is okay if we are pointing that out, right? Uh, I don't know if you all remember, but long ago, while I was growing up and all that childhood, I heard a song um, about pointing your finger at a neighbor. That was the song. If you point your finger at your neighbor, there are three fingers pointing back at you. So yeah, if you point your finger at a neighbor, there are three more pointing back at you. A pretty nice song. I forget the words. This was when I was young, early school days. Pointing your finger at a neighbor. You can Google and see. I'll do that later and see. So yeah, so never point your finger at anyone because there are three pointing back at you. So um, yeah, that's sometimes rude, when you do it in a rude way or you're threatening somebody and all that, but otherwise it's okay. But like it's considered rudeness in Thailand. Another thing in Thailand, the feet. The feet is the considered to be the dirtiest part of the human body. That's what the lowest and the dirtiest part of the human body is the feet. So you never sit down pointing your feet, especially to any of the, like the Buddha statue or in the temple, pointing it towards that, pointing it to the priest. No, it's a no, it's a no. You cannot sit, you cannot sit with your feet pointing towards, the place of worship and the prayer that is there, or the monks that are sitting in front. No. So most of them is like they are almost in a kneeling position, or they sit down with both their legs either to one side or the other side. Very few, like animals, they squat with legs on either side, but very few. But most of them are, both the legs to one side and they are sitting, and or they are like kind of kneeling down so that the feet are always the opposite direction. But I have a big problem to sit. Believe me, not sitting down on the floor. I have a big problem, and I'm always like, turning this side, turning that side, shuffling. And at one time, I went and the monk said something, and I did not know what the monk was saying, but I know my feet were never pointing towards the monk, like. So I was just wondering, and I just smiled at him. And then one person at the side said, "No, the monk is saying that you're looking very uncomfortable, to do that. So if you want, you can stand up and you can go out or something." Now, talking about standing up, also, there's another very important thing. You cannot stand up in front of the monk. You cannot have your head higher than the head of the monk. Okay, so when you come in, you have to come in like bowing down kind of a thing, because the monk is sitting down, right? Correct, on platform level. So you have to come like bowing down, or come from the side like bowing down, and then go right down, sit down like it there, and then before. So the head is considered the highest part, like the head. So the main part. So you never have your head higher than the monk. You must always have it lower down. So yeah, so that's in Thailand. There are these kind of traditions like they have, and it's a no, 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 no for everything. So it's that way. So so if you're relocating to a place, you're going to another country, or even if you're visiting another country for some time, it's nice to read about that country, their rules, regulations, their customs, their habits. Maybe they have a particular way of greeting, like let's say among the Muslim people in Muslim countries, like when you go, they don't shake hands. Like as a rule, they don't shake hands, right? So you just have to greet them politely and nicely and things like that. So then even in Thailand, like it's not a handshake is not readily acceptable, especially if you're a man and you're greeting a woman, a lady. The handshake is not acceptable at all, unless in the business world they may be doing it. I have seen it happening, but or they may be knowing the person now very well, meeting often, but otherwise not a handshake. So they have what is called a WAIY. So you just join your hand together and you bow. You just join your hand and you bow. So that's a Y, you know. And this Y also has many different forms. So if it is somebody younger than you have to put your hand right. Maybe I'm a little wrong in what I'm saying, but if I remember, you put your hand like right down next to your chest, your heart, like, you know, you put it there and you bow to the elders, to the monk and all. No, the monk, I think you have to do this, you know, you have to do something like this to the monk, like, you know, and all, or to the elders. So like there are different ways to, you know, do the WAIY. So that is the main form of greeting, but there are many, you know, here here, you know, many different positions, and uh, you do it to according to the class of people you are meeting up with, like, you know. So that's important. So for me, I always just do that, you know, to be safe. I just do this so that I know I am, you know, doing it correctly, whether it's a monk or anybody younger than me. Also, I used to do, and I was kind of told like, oh, you mustn't do it to the youngsters, like, you know. But then if the youngsters do something for you, like, you know, and then you just say hello, nice, thank you, you know, khop kun khap, thank you very much, okay. So you know, I don't feel so. I also just do like, I do like this to them. Yeah, I just do like this to them. That's the comment. So you know, it's okay. What's in that? You know, what's in that? High and low and all that. And here also, if you meet someone who's elder to you, you are supposed to greet that person first. You don't wait for that person to greet you. But here I find nobody does it really. I'm quite the eldest in, except for a few other old men I've seen around here. But I'm the eldest. But if I come out and all, I am the one who's wishing people. I can walk past them and they will not even say hello to me. Like, you know, that way I wish them first. So I don't see that, you know, the Thai people really following those kind of things when, you know, they're supposed to be very respectful and they're going to supposed to be all that. But I do not find it in many of the places I have been, like, you know. It's always me walking in and always me, you know, greeting. Even if I go into a shop or something, it's me greeting. Except in some places, you know, they are very respectful in some places and they will wish you first, like, you know. So that's the thing about the custom. So if you ever go to any current country, or even if you're visiting briefly, it's nice to read up about the culture of that country, you know. And when in that country, culture becomes your priority. That's for me, I feel like, you know, at that time. Not that my other family culture or any other priority I have in life stops, it ceases. No, but it's like a makeshift for the time being. My priority in, you know, shifts a bit, that I need to concentrate on this, and this is my priority to make sure I'm doing everything, like, you know. Sometimes in a way, friends can be your priority, because if you are far away from your family member, then you rely on friends, like, because in case you fall suddenly sick, and you know, like, I am living alone, and if I fall sick, god forbid, you know, but if I need hospitalization or something like that, my family is not going to fly down all the way from there just to do that. It is my neighbor that would help, right? My neighbor, or if I have a local friend, you know, then that is the person who would help, right, to take me. So you know, that's also a priority, to keep on good terms with people. That is why wherever I go, I greet the people. I don't wait, you know, oh, I'm older than you have to wish me first. No, I don't, you know, believe in that. It's okay. I just wish everybody, smile at them, wish them. Sometime I would even do the why with them, you know, if necessary. uh, you know, but people I'm hobnobbing with every day, passing by and all that, just a general, you know, just a general this. So that way. But I see also in the shopping mall, many of the shops I go into, like, you know, anybody goes into the shop and all, the salespeople and all will always do, you know, a why. They will always do a why and all. So you know, that's the true Thai culture. That's how they do it. So that is something of importance, like. So uh, priority will shift for some time, you know, it will depend on circumstances around you. It will shift for some time. Like I gave life, okay. So sometimes life also can be a priority in your life. Your life, life of others can be a priority as well, like, you know. um, so sometime, for example, you may be fighting for your life, and you meet with an accident, or you're suffering with something and you may be fighting for your life, and therefore then your life becomes a priority for others. They may be friends, they may be people around you, they may be strangers also, who will start praying for you, and thinking about you and wishing you well, and doing whatever they can in their power to see that you're comfortable, and those kind of things. So their priority becomes me, like in the life, like uh, a pet animal is sick and all that, it becomes our priority. We have to nurture it and take care of it and look after it, and while we do other stuff, but this is our priority. We must not neglect this. We keep on with this. So for the time being, that pet will become a priority for us. So it becomes, so somebody else's life, our life, all this. So life also is a prior can be a priority at times. These are just my thoughts. There is no right or wrong. So it just depends on each one. So yes, Pitai, I know you're at work listening only. That's okay, right? But when you get a chance to type, just type in what is your priority. So maybe I can expand and talk something more about it, that way. So, so it can be about this, So I mentioned a few. I mentioned about career. I mentioned about life. I mentioned about friends. I mentioned about family, of course. Family would always be first, you know. And sometimes family turns against you also, right? There are many cases where family turns against you, but I never hold a grudge, against anybody. Like in a way, like my cousins and all, like they don't want to even form a WhatsApp group. I try to, bring everybody together. Let's have a WhatsApp group. So, but no, they didn't want to do that. So, you know, for some reason they don't want to keep in touch. It's okay, it's their prerogative, right? So there's no worries about that. Their priority is different. I'm not their priority, or the relationship we share is not a priority. So that's fine. That's okay. But I don't hold anything against them. But yes, if a few of them I've known, when they are in need of something, when they need a favor and all. I've spoken about this once before in some context. But then they know how to come to you and how to reach out to you and all that. And believe me, I'm quite vindictive that way. It's like, if you don't want to keep in touch, don't keep in touch. But if you're only a fair weather friend, like fair weather relative, then sorry, I will make up an excuse and I will not help. Like, I will make an excuse and not help, because I cannot do that. At least maintain, we are relatives, right? So at least maintain a cordial relationship, right? But that also they don't even know, So I said, forget it, like, I would not go out of my way. So, like, I'm willing to meet you halfway if you are also willing to come halfway. And I can go the extra mile with you also, if circumstances and need be. I can go the extra mile with you, but it must be like, a two-way communication. It cannot only be a one way, it has to be a two-way communication. So if you do not do that, then it's okay. It's like, the highway and the byway, no problem. For me also, it remains the same. So, yeah, these are just a few rambling thoughts like that I have on today's theme. Uh, I want to just change, instead of every time like I'm talking about myself, I just want to change that for a bit, till I get speakers sharing my platform with me. That will be nice, that will be nice, because that was the main purpose of starting my channel, life experiences. And like I've said before, if you check my earlier videos, the ones that when I started only on May 9th. I started videos only posting videos on May 9th. So if you check any of the earlier videos, you will find that the intro says it's about you, it's about your experience, it's about what you want to say. So just remember that, like, so that is why I started out my live stream. But unfortunately, nobody wanted to come on my channel, and finally, like, after 2 years, 3 months, wondering what to do, I finally decided, let me just go ahead and start, because I read, even on YouTube, they said, just go ahead. You have a phone, go ahead, record and put it up, and you will learn along the way. And that's what I did. I started it out that way. So, yeah, so these are some of the things, like, then what else? What else? What else? Anybody still around? Anyone still around on my channel? I know Pita is listening in silently, she said, and I see in the participants, I see Pita's name. In the participants, I see just one over there, and this side in the participants, I check, only Pita seems to be logged in, kind of. So maybe some of you are just tuned in, and I don't know how it works. Like, when you tune into a channel, uh, and you are on the channel, why does it not show in the participation? I have no idea about these algorithms and how it works out. But Kenlen, I'll be looking out for a comment about what you had mentioned. I'll be looking out for a reply for that. I'm just intrigued. I'm just wanting to know. I'm sorry I did not notice it during my live stream, and I'm just curious. Like, I'm just curious to know, so that in future I am aware of something like that. I'm aware of something like that. Or perhaps it may be I said something out of the way, or I something inappropriate, or what, I don't know. But just in case, like, do let me know. I'm really curious, because I need to be aware, like, of things that are happening on my live stream, right? Or not only that, even if it is a comment, like, I have put my settings in my for my comments. I have put a setting of extreme, extreme. And once I got a real bad comment, like, a real bad comment, and so it went into that. So I just ignored it. I clicked my like, I clicked same thing like that, and I just ignored it. I let it be for some time, and then after that I just deleted the comment, like, because it was in my it's a separate folder it came in, and then many times I've been getting, I don't know why, some new subscribers who are, or some new comment people who have commented, they comment and it's harmless. There's nothing rude about it, there's nothing. And yet it went into, the safe zone, like, Then on the safe zone, there is a tick mark. If you feel there's nothing wrong with the comment, you click on the tick mark, and then it will come back into the mainstream comment, and then you go and you comment over there. So it gets removed from that section, So good algorithms YouTube has. I like the algorithms, but difficult to understand some of the algorithms. I've tried to Google and see, but for many of them, I'm not getting a proper answer. A proper answer from Google also, like, and even the YouTube help. I'm not getting a proper answer from them as to the real algorithm behind it, like, So okay, what, because I like to understand whenever I'm doing anything. I like to understand this. Now, see, I see now two participants, but I've got only Pita showing in the participants column. Only Pita is there, but here it shows there are two. So I don't understand, the algorithms for this, but it's okay. Many times when I say something, then somebody says, I'm here, but okay, I do not see there, I do not see there, but they are here and they are commenting, so they are here. So, you know, some things are still unknown to me. I try, but I do not get, the answer I'm looking for. I do not get that. And sometimes you ask about something specific and they're going and telling you about so many other details. I don't want those things. Those are not applicable to what I want, like to find out. It's not applicable. So why are you giving me, all these other things? That for some things it's okay, because for some things, if you have to understand this, and if, like, for example, I have to explain, only that part of it, you will not really be able to understand. So for some things you have to go a little into the background. Correct. For some things you have to go a little into a background of it, lay a little foundation, and then continue explaining what the actual solution would be. Because if you just explain the solution, it's not going to be feasible, because there should be some other conditions, that are favorable, and then you can apply this particular thing. Or you must know, like, how to apply this particular solution depending on the other circumstances surrounding that condition, right? So sometimes you need to be aware of something more. So you need a little more explanation for that. So I understand, but many times I feel like, they are answering some other question which I don't need to know about, and it's no way related to the problem that I am accessing. Uh, I'm trying to think, but I can't recall a concrete example. I can't recall a concrete example, for that. But I'm sure you understand what I mean. It does happen sometimes, like. So yeah, I don't know anything else. I've spoken in length about today's theme. I've spoken in length about today's theme. I've spoken in length about some other things about priority in life, and certain reasons about how your priority may change from time to time. Priorities may change. It's like, a person is single, and their siblings and then their parents and all, are a priority. And then later on in life they get married, then of course the husband or the wife, becomes their priority. And kids come along, then kids become a priority. you know so even when we are talking about family and relatives and all, the priority changes, right? Priority keeps changing from one to another. Like, I was telling you to keep Rusty in your prayers. And it's so sweet. The other day, Rusty just mentioned on Rosemary's channel, like, I they were talking about the building, of the school, and not the school, but the school, other facilities there, and the basketball court that is being done. And um, Rosemary was thanking for donations that are coming in. And like Rusty said, like, you know, I'm working, but I don't have anybody to give my money to. I do not have anybody. So I don't mind giving my money to Rosemary, you know. And it's so nice. And he's one of the strong financial contributors to those projects there. So it's so nice, like, so he doesn't have anyone in his life, and he feels like contributing it and giving financial assistance to this project is very good, like. And I think he's the one who says that if anyone, any local people, encouraging them, if any local people make any contribution, he will match the contribution up to $100 per day. He's in US, so 100 US dollars per day. He will match it up to 100 US dollars per day. That is a lot of money, 100 US dollars per day, So, uh, very nice, very good of him, So yes, so now that is his priority in life, right? For his finances and all that, he doesn't bother about himself or whatever it is. He must be having enough. He's okay, but he's ready to give. He's ready to give to others. He's ready to support. Those who are really in need, So, what a wonderful gesture, right? What a wonderful man he must be, right? So, uh, this is it, So priorities in life can change according to your circumstances. Probably it could change. There could be a time when you have really fallen on bad times, and you really need money. You need to work. So that would be a priority, right? Because it's a means to an end, right? It's a necessity. You need to survive. You need to live. So that becomes a priority. I once saw a YouTuber. He does about other things, but he said, he saw a foreigner in the Philippines, an American in the Philippines, who was literally living on the streets in Philippines. He was living on the streets, so it just caught his attention. And though that's not his theme for videos, he just went up and began to speak to the man, and all sorts of things. So, coming down to the point, that man's priority was survival, his life, right? Survival. That was his priority. And so, he, gave a little background about him and his life and how he's come to this state. He had married a Filipino, and everything was taken away from him, house, home, property, blah, blah, blah. And he is now destitute. He has no more savings. All the savings were spent and all. If somebody gives him some kind of work, he will work. So at times he had work. Many times he did not have work. He cannot afford a rental and all that because there's no income at all. He speaks about the kindness of the Filipinos around where he is, how they bring him food or blankets or clothes. Sometimes they come there and give it to him. So then he showed also how he used to do a little cooking and all there. Though he's on the streets, he used to do a little cooking and all there, and make some things and sell it, just to earn extra money, So he was doing all these kind of things, and when this fellow put it up on his channel, he just put it up on his channel as an appeal, and so many people, and somebody suggested to him, why doesn't he start a GoFundMe? So he started a GoFundMe, and it exceeded the amount of what he wanted to, whatever he wanted to give. It far exceeded the amount, So he raised the stakes, and collected more, and then he went, and how he gave the money to the man, and bought him also some supplies and all that. And couple of places, couple of people came up with job opportunities. And though he is in Dumaguete, I think he is in Dumaguete, yet somebody in that Negros Oriental, okay, somebody offered him is he there or he's in Cebu? I forget. But anyhow, somebody, yeah, I think he's in Cebu because somebody I remember the person saying oh, but that's a different island he has to go to. So I think in Negros Oriental, somebody has offered him a job. But then the YouTuber takes the responsibility to first find out something. Like they had a live video call, he had a live video call and had that destitute American over there, and he was also listening. The YouTuber was listening to the talk and seeing what kind of a person that is and all, because he shouldn't go there and end up in a worse condition, right? So just a precaution, that was his priority, right? At that time, that was his priority, to the safety of the man if he's going somewhere for a job, to some other island and all that. So that was his priority, the YouTuber's priority at that time, right? For a short time, that was his priority. Collecting the money, then converting it, going, seeing that the man is comfortable to travel, and that way. So he spoke to the two or three people who were ready to employ him and see, according to his skills. And he's a very skilled person. I think he's an electrician or something like that. Electrician or carpenter or something is his field. I forget exactly. But he's a skilled man actually. So how it was like within 24 hours, less than 24 hours, they exceeded the amount and offers came, for jobs for him, and people were ready to help him out, So it's such a wonderful gesture. Um, it was really good. It was really good. So priorities in life can change according to your circumstances. Priorities can change. Someone even offered to pay his flight back to the US. One person came forward and said that he would be willing to pay the flight to the US. But this man said, he's got nobody left in US. He's saying he has left US about some 20 odd years, 20 odd years, and most of it he has been staying in. He has visited other countries, Indonesia, Thailand, he's visited and all that. And then finally he landed in Philippines and liked the place, and then he was working there, and then things went bad and COVID came and things like that. And then he got cheated, with a Filipino, and then it just landed on the streets, so. It's such a sad life, and he cannot go back. Oh, another very important factor is now his US passport has expired. So now, first of all, he's staying illegally in the country because he has not been renewing his visa. His passport is um, um, his passport has expired or almost coming for it to get expired. And how is he going to renew? Because if he goes to renew his passport, then he'll be termed as illegal, and then he'll be put into prison, and all those kind of things, and then deportation and all that. What a life it is. No, it's so sad. And so, like, he's been like about from some more than 8 or 10 years or something, like he's been living there without having a proper legal status over there, he's been living like that. So it's really very sad, Kenlin, thanks so much, Kenlin. Yes, I understand. I understand. I understand. That's good. Yes, that's good. Yes, you have to turn down your volume so that the others can this and all. Yes, maybe have a Bluetooth or a earphone, or head earphones or something like that. But yes, but sometimes then you also want to watch TV and something, and you're still on my live stream, and you can at least read the comments, right? And this is like when I am busy cooking, I'm doing something, I have somebody's live stream on. But okay, I have the volume because I'm cooking or something like that. So at that time, if I hear something, I just come across, wash my hand, dry it, and all, come across, type in a few comments and things like that, and then go back and continue with my work, but yes, sometimes I've already got somebody on my phone, I've got someone on my phone, a live stream going on, and then I've got a live stream going on my video as well, on my laptop. I keep one volume low, another volume high, and that way. Then sometimes I want to edit something, and if I'm doing some sound editing, then I mute the phones. But if I'm doing, I mute especially the phone. I mute the laptop. My phone I can still hear on low volume. But if I'm really wanting to hear the sound, then I just mute both the live streams, and then I'm not even watching the thing because I'm on my video. I'm editing my video and things like that. So I'm not even watching, what's going on the live stream. So, and the volume is off, so I do not know what's happening. So I understand, Kenlan. Yes, we do that. But my live stream, I keep it running, both, still running. And yeah, we have to do according to our circumstances. Priorities change, right? Priorities change. So, um, so yes, it depends on circumstances and what is your priority at that time, so priorities can change from moment to moment also. There are some lifetime priorities, and there are some short-term priorities, that are necessary. So good, Lynn, don't worry, Kenlin, I understand. um, and welcome, Joyce. So nice, Joyce. Joyce has a lot of internet problems, and she tries to log in so many times. And I see many times, going on and off and on and off. And Joyce and myself, we chat a lot on WhatsApp. So sometimes I see, so. And then she tells me on WhatsApp, she's saying, Wilson, I'm having a lot of internet problems, and I understand that, you know. So Joyce, welcome, and welcome to, and good night, Joyce. Good night, Joyce. If you're going off to sleep right now, good night to you. Yes, it's late for you, 10 past 10 o'clock. It's a weekday. You have Joyce is a teacher from Spanish Town, Jamaica. So she also will have to get up early, to for school and things like that. So thank you so much, Joyce. Nice of you to be here. And nice of you to peep in. It's all welcome. Being here, whether it's for 1 minute or being here for 1 hour, or being here for the full live stream, it means everything to me that you are here at least, So thank you. I really appreciate that. Oh, you're welcome, Joyce. Welcome. I understand. Like I've said before also, COVID has taught me a lot more to be more patient and accept many things. Like COVID taught me that, even more. I used to be quite okay, but I used to even get more anxious and worried and frustrated and all that. But when COVID came along, that has taught me, what is the use by being frustrated and stressing out and all. It doesn't help. It in fact damages your body. Yeah, right. It damages your body. So COVID taught us, there were so many restrictions and things that we couldn't do, right? So our priorities in life changed during COVID, right? Even if you had a relative sick and dying, you couldn't visit that relative, right? That bad COVID was. Even local travel, right? Even local travel was not possible. So uh, those were the circumstances. Like even somebody dying, like okay, the hospital disposed of them. You couldn't even go and attend a funeral, right? During COVID time. So circumstances changed, whether it was family, non-family, like so many things, So that way. So what can you do? You cannot do anything. You cannot fight the system, right? And so it taught me much more, not to be anxious, not to be stressed out. Something doesn't work, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. um, See the best you can do and just do whatever you can, right? There are some things that we can only do that much, that's it. We cannot do more than that. So we have tried our best, and if it still fails, it so be it. Channel our thoughts, channel our actions, channel our whatever we are doing into something different, or find the next best solution for it, right? You may not get the ideal solution, but you get the next best solution for that. So there are many, many, many things. So COVID taught me a lot more to be patient. So now I don't stress out that much. I don't stress that much. Yeah, sometimes it just becomes a little very irritating. Something goes wrong with my laptop or my phone. I really get frustrated, irritated, come on, I'm trying my best, what is happening? I'm i'm googling, I'm following the steps, but something strange takes place. And then after some time, I don't know whether I've done something correct, but I do not know what I did. I cannot remember because I just keep trying one thing to another. And after some time, I get it working, so now this morning I couldn't, I got a little delayed as well because I'm trying to get into my live stream and I couldn't get into my live stream, and it was not coming on. And I went to my internet connection. My internet connection said connected. It was on, but I'm not being able to get in. I cannot open some. It keeps going round and round, circling. Just thinking, should I not? Should I not? Should I not? Should I? So it keeps, circling. So I got a little irritated and said, what is this happening? Something or the other goes wrong. So I just restarted my laptop. I restarted my laptop. Fine, everything worked very well. So, even me getting frustrated for the short moment, but I was trying things, and then nothing is working. Okay, to hell with trying. Just restart the laptop and hope everything rectifies. And sure enough, I restarted. I even, disconnected and then reconnected, and then it asked me for my password. I reconnected with my password, and still it didn't, it was still going, thinking. So I said, I'll get delayed for my live stream. Already I was like a bit late. I'll get delayed. So I had to restart it. And then, when you restart, you have to, everything pops up and you have to kind of, boot everything and get it working. So I got all that working, and then I came to the live stream. So I just about came here at 58, 8:58 my time. So just about 2 minutes left. So quickly I saw, and then I saw, oh, so many still waiting. Wow, about three people waiting. That was nice. Joyce, in case, so Joyce is from Spanish Town, Jamaica. She is also a teacher by profession. And Joyce, you know Pita very well. Maybe Kende. Kende must be new for you. Kende is, her real name is Kenlin, but she said many people call her Kenny. So you can call her by any of those names, okay? Kenny, Kenlin, or Kende. So she is from Mississippi, northern Mississippi in the US. And husband also is there, Rodney. He has a channel by the name of Rod Day. Oh, he's Kenlan. He's changed the name of his channel, or has he started a new channel? I don't know. I saw it on. I saw it on. I saw it on Rosemary's live stream yesterday, I think. Yes, yesterday I was on for 5 6 hours. While I was doing my live stream, I still kept her live stream on because I kept a live stream on in the morning, though I was doing my laundry, and after the wash I had to go and dry my clothes outside. So, but I started listening to her, so I didn't run off. And very sweet of her saying, "Winston, when are you going for your live stream?" But when I went on my live stream, I still kept her on my phone. So yes, there I saw Rodney has opened a new channel. I didn't have time to go back, but now thinking about it, yes, I must go back and I must go back and I must check on that. Yes, Kenlin, I understand. Yes, only if, that's why I said, at the most what you can do is you must be reading, because even if you are watching something else, you can read the comments now and then. And correct, only if there are comments can you can you respond, because you can't hear me. So I agree. Maybe I will type in some comments sometime. Okay, Kenlin, I will type in some comments so you can respond. Like I said, find the solution. If one thing is not working, use another solution if that doesn't work. Like I've always said in my life, I've always had backup plans. So I have plan A, I have plan B, I have plan C, I even have up to plan Z. So I always keep backup plans, so if one doesn't work out, I move to the other one. Like, I give it a lot of time, but still it doesn't work out, I move to plan B. So that doesn't matter. Like now I got many things on my plate at the moment, as to where am I going to stay after February 26th, when my visa expires. 26th of February my retiree visa expires. I don't want to renew it. I want to relocate to the Philippines and try out what life in Philippines will be like. So uh, I'm there is something else that is in the pipeline that might work out for me over here. So that is also there. So, like, I'm just leaving my options open. I'm lucky I found out the rule properly. I understood again and corrected myself, and I don't have to travel to Canada now. So otherwise, I was going to Canada first, leaving on the 24th of February, but now I don't have to go to Canada. So that's one stress off my mind, correct? That's one thing off my plate. So I just seeing about all the other things. So I just seeing about all the other things. So I just take it within my stride. There's nothing I can do about it at the moment, right? Nothing I can do. I cannot book my ticket right now to Philippines also, like, book it for 24th or 25th. I cannot do that because what if something works out for me here? So I have to wait. I have to wait. I wanted to go back to Canada and leave a baggage there, so I have only one bag, one piece of baggage, and one trolley bag, to travel around if I have to relocate. So I wanted to, now I'm thinking, now I've got two baggages. I definitely don't want one. I don't need it. So now I'm thinking what to do with it. I don't want to travel with two baggages. So I will search and see how I can send that baggage. Maybe by flight. I think if I send it by kind of, shipment thing, it might be very costly. So let me check alternatives. If I can find somebody sending it, it will be about 23 kilos. So if I can send that to Canada, and my daughter and son-in-law can go and pick it up from the airport and keep it with them. So I will check on that possibility, or I will go to the airlines and I want to find out. I'll go to the airport and go there to maybe the cargo section or something. Calling, you really don't get. I'll try the calling first, but if it doesn't work, I'm not getting. I'll go personally, But when you go personally, then it's better. You can get somebody to speak in English and find out, So I'll find if I can send it on unaccompanied baggage, but I'll try to do that by end of this month. I don't want to wait last minute, and run around. Let me do the run around now and get rid of that and send it. So yes, so a couple of things now are still there. If I'm So yes, so I cannot book my ticket also out of Thailand anywhere, So let me see. Let me take my time. Let things see. Whatever has to work out will work out. And if I have to relocate and go, I can go last minute anywhere, no problem. Um, Somebody also has offered me a small studio. It's a very nice studio. It's a very good studio in Cebu, and that too, it's about 15 minutes walking distance from IT Park. IT Park is like the hep place in Cebu City, and so it's about 15-minute walk from that place. Um, Very nice apartment, and it's got all facilities outside. Only the wet market is a little further away. I think I have to take transport to the wet market, so that's okay. I can just take it once in a way. It's got a nice kitchenette. Pita, I was really surprised. It's got a nice small kitchen, also. So very nice layout it is. It's got a security. It's got a swimming pool and all also. In that condominium, and very nice. As you enter, left or right, I forget now, but on the let's say on one, as you enter, on one side is the CR, and on the other side is the shower. So it's separated, but on one side is the CR, the other side is the shower. So nice, shower and wash basin or something. So that's nice as you enter. And then on the left hand side is a nice little L-shaped kitchenette, L-shaped kitchenette. And then they got a fridge there, and to the right is the bed or something, and then there's a dining table. I did not notice a closet. I need to ask about that. And it's got a little balcony, and it's got a beautiful view, very nice view. So it's pretty high, I think. I cannot really see because the only the one picture was sent to me, and it was sent from the door. It was sent from the door, but it's only available from the 1st of June. So if I relocate now, I have to relocate end of February. By 24th, 25th of February, I have to leave from here. So whatever is the ticket, you get some good flights. And I'll try and see if I can get a direct flight, to from here. We have two airports, so from one airport, from the smaller airport, I think I can get a direct flight. And since I've not got any other connections and all, so let me see. Or maybe I'll go via Manila. Then if I go via Manila, I can meet up with Alex and see a few places. I've not seen anything. So Alex has said, she'll line up some few places for me. I can see a few places around there. So that will be nice. So yeah, let me see how things work out. So yeah, so even if I have to, last minute leave from here, I must send this. Sorry, I must send this baggage away. One piece of baggage, send it off, and then I'll be left with just one piece of baggage and a trolley bag and my laptop, of course. And that'll be a nice studio, to do live stream and all. It'll be a nice place to do it, and good view. Maybe I can sit sometime in the balcony also and adjust the lighting, like, because how I'm sitting there. And yeah, it would be good, So nice place. Actually, I don't want to live in the city. I prefer to live in the province, but it's okay. Rent is reasonable also, so um, it's okay. I can see how. So when I go, I'll have to stay for 2 months, like little more than 2 months. I'll have to stay somewhere. So I'll see how where I can stay and how it is there. And then I can move into this particular place. In the meantime, I can visit this place, see the area around, see how far the wet market is, how to go there, so I can check out all those kind of things, like, and then I can make my final decision, right? That yes, I would like to take up that place. But looking at it right now, I'm a home bird. I'm not a party person. I don't smoke, drink. I don't visit bars. I don't go out. I don't go out as such, except if I'm doing sightseeing or something. I can sit 24 hours at home, like, it's that way. My laptop is my first wife. Has always been my first wife ever since the laptop was invented. So it has always been my first wife, and I've always been on it. And my wife used to get fed up. What are you doing holding on the laptop? But laptop, something or the other. I like to read a lot. I used to read books. Then came time, no time to read books. Now I've been having some time, but um, I can open multiple channels, multiple websites on the laptop, and I can read and keep it open, like, and then come back and read some more later on when I have time. So, they're nice to have a laptop. So yes, so these are some of the things. So I can remain in that condo, go out only for necessities or something, or take a break, or if there is a gym down, go to the gym. Do a little workout, or do a little walking somewhere. Go around wherever the condominium and walk around. I like to do a little bit of walking on a regular basis. So before I used to do a lot of walking every day in the province, but over here I don't really go. It's really very hot also outside. But if I have to go to the wet market or to another store nearby, I it's about a 20-25 minute walk. So I do a walk there. The wet market is much further on. I have to do almost about a 40-minute walk to the wet market. So I walk to the wet market and I come back walking because if I have to take transport, I have to wait for two bits of transport. And the first type of transport is very, I don't seem, I tried many times because I'm carrying a little bit of a weight, with my groceries and all that. But I waited for some time, to get the transport, but not forthcoming. And many times I walked right up to the signal light, then I have to take a right turn to come back home, and I walked right up to the lights, and no transport has ever passed me by, like, So very surprising, or odd time. Normally they are like the jeepneys is always passing by, like, but no, it did not pass me on a couple of occasions. So then I say now, forget about trying to wait. Like, and there are times when I walked on the opposite side of the road, and then I see, the opposite side, I see a jeepney, like they call it a song thaw here. So I see it like passing by, but that would be like that one only has passed by, like, in the whole time I take to walk to that junction. So that junction takes me about some 20-25 minutes. That junction takes me about 20 minutes, say, and then about another 20 minutes, 25 minutes to come home. And even if I have to get transport home, like I have to walk on the other side, which doesn't have a sidewalk. So I don't want to, take a risk walking there. And on that side of the road, I have the traffic coming from behind me. I don't mind walking, but if the traffic is coming against me, then I can see, like, and sometimes move off on the dirt track, so avoid it. But if the traffic is behind me, I can't take a risk. So I can't even stop, if some Songthaw is passing by, I can't even stop. It's on the opposite side. So then I just do the walk home, and it becomes my walk for the day. Like, so what, not walk for the day, walk for a couple of days. It's not the same, you do a walking every day, and you do, you do 5 miles one day. No, that's not the right thing. Like, that's not the right way of walking, but at least it does that, it does that. So priorities, right? Priorities change moment to moment. So it's that way. So uh, yes, uh, let me just type in something so Kenlin has something to comment on. So I just typed something for Kenlin. So I was saying, the priorities can change. We can have a temporary change of priority, depending on the circumstances we are in. So yeah, so that is another kind of a train of thought, or another kind of a thought, like, right, about that. Some may agree, some may not agree also. So like, as I said before, there is no there is no wrong answer or no right answer. So it all depends on what is happening. So not a right answer or wrong answer. So this is how things are. So priorities can change. Priorities in life can change, so it's that way. So yeah, let's see how things work out, came and left something for the cat, I think. Not sure what it is. Because though I look after the cats, the supplies and all are provided by the owner, actual owner. Because see, I may not be here for long. If the job offer works out, I'll be going to another province. Relocation is almost a definite yes, yes for me. So, you know, so for the time being, at least I have some company. So I said to please, uh, no, that's not for you. That is not for you. Dollar, dollar, not for you. Go sleep. Go away from there. They say no inquisitive cats, and we have looked after cats from young. From a young age, we have been looking after cats, and even in Dubai, we had the cat. My daughter brought it from New Zealand, and then she brought the cat to Canada also when she came there to settle down. So yes, Joyce, it is okay, no problem. I understand it's late for you. It's late for you. I understand. Jackie, dollar, move from there. Mitang. So, yes, Joyce, I thank you for being on my channel. Thank you for staying around. And take care. Good night. God bless. You can leave whenever you want. That's okay. It's really late for you, almost 10:30. Uh, what's the time? Uh, Actually, Kenlin, I remember you sent me a message and you said it is 9:05 now, and what is my time, and I told you what it is, but it didn't register. It was a very odd time when I answered that, so it hasn't registered in my mind the time difference, and I cannot go off to Google. I don't want to go off to Google to check, or let me Google also and check. Let me Google and check. Uh, Mississippi, right? Okay, it's 9:30 in northern Mississippi. 9:30, and here we are 10:30. So that's about 13 hours difference. No, 10:30 to 10:30, but you are 9:30. So that means 11 hours difference. Okay, so there's 11 hours difference. All right. Okay, okay. Keep 1 minute, okay.
ฉันเอาปลามาให้คุณทอดเกล็ดและใส่ตู้เย็นเอาไว้ต้มยำกินค่ะ
Oh, okay.
ปลานิล
Clean, clean.
Yes.
You want me to clean and keep it in the fridge?
ไปทำงานกันนะทีละโอ้ย
Should I cook it? Okay. Boil it. Boil or fry it?
แล้วแต่เลยยังไงก็ได้ทีละ
Okay. Okay, Kopenhagen. So, yeah, so it's about 9:30. I think it is about 9:30 there. So that would be good. It will be about 9:30. So 11 hours difference. 11 hours difference to Mississippi. So let's see how things go. Let's see how things go. Pla, pla. Tuyen. So 9:30 is still early for sleep, but for Joy, she has work tomorrow, and it's almost past 10:30, so it's late. So so yeah, that's how things are. That's how things are. That's how things are. That's how things are. So yes, so yes, that's nice, So priorities change, how things happen. You know, it's it's good, It all depends on prioritizing things in our life, right? It always depends on prioritizing things in our life, right? That is what is important. So, so I'm just trying not to avoid like just speaking too much about myself. I just want to try and keep something in general. When I'm talking about myself, it's very simple and easy. It's my life, it's my experience. I have gone through it. So it's a different matter. I don't have to think. I have a vivid memory of so many things that have happened in my life. I have a very vivid memory. So I'm very happy about that. So I can talk, like I can talk my head off. But when it's something general, not directly related to me, yes, I have to think, because I want more participation from the viewers, and then from there I can build up comments. But I know the circumstances are such, so we just make the best of it, right? Whatever we can, we make the best of whatever we have. So, right, let me see what else can I relate to without involving myself, without involving myself. Hmm. Yes, I've got a good job to do now about cooking something. So let's see. What to say, what to speak, I don't know. Not to involve me. Do any of you have pets? Do you look after pets? You want to share anything about your experience with your pets? Uh, who is it that said the pet dog has diabetes? And I think Kenlin, I think you had mentioned, right? Your pet dog has diabetes. I'm sorry if it's not the case, but if I remember, and it gets insulin shots. So in times of need like this, our pets become our priority, right? They need our attention, so we may have to do something else, but suddenly something happens with the pet, and then that is priority for us, and we have to pay attention and sacrifice doing something else. So that way, that's why I was saying our priorities change, and sometimes we may have short-term priorities, just for some time being. The priorities would change. So yeah, so this is how priorities can change. The main priority will always be there, but then even like our pets are like family, correct? They soon are like family members, I know, especially for dogs, like you cannot go anywhere, they get so attached to you. It's very difficult to keep them somewhere, even to keep them in a kennel to go for a holiday, and your mind is on, how is the dog getting along, what is happening there. And then some of these kennels also, or the places where they keep these pets, they are not really well taken care of. At one time, we were like forced to keep the cat we had in Dubai. At one time, we were forced to keep it in the kennel because we had to go away for some time, and we kept it there, I think, for a week or something like that, or was it? Yeah. And oh my God, we saw first the condition was a very bad condition. They are going to be stuck in a small cage, 24/7, and we didn't want that, but circumstances were such we couldn't. And I think we cut short. We cut short our thing and came back in 3 or 4 days, because our mind was constantly on how Garfield, the name was Garfield, and how Garfield is getting along. That was constantly on our mind, a pathetic condition. Is they getting their food? And we gave the food supplies and all, but is it getting their food on time? And so restricted. And the cat was so free to roam around, the house. And even when my daughter looked after it, in her college days in New Zealand, like it had a free movement, and here now to be cramped in one small space, so finally, I think in 3 4 days we came back, we came back and took the cat off, and back home. After that, we made sure. Then yes, sometimes when we had to go, my sister was in Dubai, and she would come and feed the cat and all that. She couldn't take a cat to the house because you got to take cart everything along, and she had a dog, and dogs and cats as a rule will not get along well. So yeah, but she used to come over to the house, and she used to feed Garfield and change her litter tray, and she would do all that, so that was nice. Then we could go, because I used to take my wife for treatment and all, so we had to travel. So my sister would come. Yes, my sister would come, and she would like take care of the cat, so it was so nice, like at least the cat is free to roam around and things like that, not locked in a cage, and this. So yeah, that is very nice. So priorities in life change a little bit, but with dogs, you can't. They fret. The dogs begin to fret for you, and they get sick, and they dwindle. And no, dogs, are so much of a family. Cats have a mind of their own. Dogs you call, they will come running. Cats, if they feel like they will come, if they feel like they will not come, you can call them as much as you want till you're black and blue in the face. They will not bother. When they want something, they know how to come. Yes, they will come and show all the love and affection they will shower on you, in order to get their work. And cats are good trainers. Cats train us what we should be doing for them. They don't do what we have to do for them. But dogs, yes, dogs, they follow that advice. They do things. But cats, no, cats have a mind of their own. So, but we have always looked after cats, as I said, always from young. My brother who used to bring in the stray cats, from where he used to bring in, but then mom and all allowed. He used to look after. So, uh, yeah, that's about it. Soon the people in the West will be retiring. Stephen Bennett, I would like Stephen to have come on the channel, but he works from 5 in the morning to 5 in the evening. So and then when Stephen comes home, he has to see to his wife as well. She's ailing. So please remember, again, a shout out. Remember Stephen Bennett and Martha Bennett. Martha's not been keeping too well. Remember them in your prayers. And remember Rusty also in your prayers. Rusty is a very good man. He's not on my channel, but please do remember him on my, in your prayers. He's recovering. He's been pretty ill for some time. He's recovering. He's hoping to get back to work and start work again and things like that. A very good-hearted, very kind-hearted man. So I interact with him on Rosemary's channel. I interact with him there a lot, not a lot, but quite a bit. I interact. He's a very nice man. So just remember Rusty and remember Martha Bennett and Stephen in your prayers. Okay. Pray that they get well and recover and get back to normal health as they had before. So yeah, remember them, please. I like to pray for people by their first names. It becomes, I think it has more feeling, more feeling. And then we pray generally for rest of the world. Like I pray generally for all people who suffer with ALS, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. It's also better known as Lou Gehrig's, the first person who kind of seemed to have it, Lou Gehrig's. So just remember, I just pray generally for people that, because thousands and thousands are dying each day because there is no cure. It's a muscle wastage, muscle weakness, and, every part of the body has muscles kind of. So the muscles start failing one by one, and the patient finally, dies. 4 to 5 years is like the kind of lifespan. Lou Gehrig's and a few others have lived for a longer time, but like usually the average lifespan is 4 to 5 years maximum. But some pass away in few months, some pass away in a year. The progression in the disease is working faster in some, delays in others. In my wife, it was quite delayed, but then her lungs were finally affected. And the night she passed away, her BiPAP machine stopped working. So I work nights. I work nights so I can take care of her during the day. And it's unfortunate. She tried to call me, but it went into 3 times. It went into voicemail. Others, whenever she was little uncomfortable, because in bed she couldn't even turn, on her side or something. She cannot turn. So if she was uncomfortable, like I had to go across, she would call me. I'll go across. Lucky I worked just across the road. So I would go across. I would turn her around, tuck her into bed with like better, make her comfortable, and then come away, And that unfortunate night, she just the BiPAP machine stopped working, and she passed away, suffocated and died. And that is the worst thing. She never liked to suffocate. She opted for MAID, that is medical assistance in dying. So she opted for that. So because she said, I cannot, it's like, it's like you're drowning. It's like you're drowning, and I cannot, I cannot bear that. I cannot bear that. And that is exactly what she did. She suffocated and drowned. So um, blame God for it? No, it was a time. It was a time, I guess. So she went off, but it's sad. She went away. She must have suffered because, according to the reading on the BiPAP, the timing on the BiPAP, from the time the BiPAP went into standby mode, warning, a standby mode, till the time it went off, it was an hour that she was suffering. It was an hour that she suffered. So, and then imagine, like, she must have been crying, tears in her eyes, plus that mask, occupies a mask occupies almost three-quarters of your face, and then if she's crying, she must have not, because she must have known now, BiPAP is giving a warning signal, BiPAP is going to go off, I know I'm going to pass away. So, so she must have been desperate and crying, and she must have been, phoning, but with the tears coming, the mask over there, she must have, it's horrible when I think of her final moments, and to so long, she must have progressed. And then how she must have suffocated, couldn't breathe. Her lungs were working only 20% of normal. Her lungs were working. So you can imagine. So, yeah, when I think of it, my hair stands, when I think of how she would have gone, it's bad. Many told me it was a time, so she has to go. You have to move on with life. Yes, I move on with life, but recalling those final moments, it's how much the person would have suffered. How much my wife would have suffered, and so many other people also. How much they must be suffering before dying, and yet many other people pass away peacefully in their sleep, or they slip somewhere and fall and hit their head, and they are out. Quick passing away, quick death. And yet some others, they suffer and suffer and suffer. And as it is with ALS, they are suffering. They are suffering a lot. They're suffering a lot. Twice before my wife opted for MAID, but twice, when finally they came and said, okay, should we go ahead now and make the arrangements and do it for sure? And then she would say, no, 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 I'm okay. I want to go home. Am I fit enough to go home? I want to go home only, So twice she was a great fighter, very great fighter. Always a smile on her face, always helping, a people's person. Like I said, she could talk to her shadow also, liked by everybody. Many, she was a source of inspiration to many people, big source of inspiration. So that way. So, yes, happy times, sad times, priorities change, all that happens. So, thank you for everyone who was on my live stream. I will end it now. I will end my live stream now. Been little over an hour and a half or so that's okay. I think everybody is busy. Um, I think everyone is busy. So I don't think I'll get anyone else coming to my channel. So as usual, I'll just put in a thank you note. Okay. So thank you everyone for, being here and supporting my channel. We have interacted well, and I understand your time constraints. Okay, 100 characters, no? They give you 100 characters. Your message cannot be more than 100 characters. So that's it. Let me pin that up. So, anybody going into my live stream later on, they will have a pin up for the thank you note at least. So that is it. Thank you, everyone, again. And love you and bless all of you. And thank you for being over here.